CTM stock made a big dip at market open and we are trading it live in our market session. If you ever want to watch me trade live in StockMate, it's the second link in the description. Started the day off selling AMDL stock here for a profit of about $284. And then we went ahead and entered into this dip on CTM stock. In our live session this morning, we were looking to enter right here at this $1.32 range, and literally spiked right as I was purchasing it. I should have done a limit order as I usually do, but it just boom, absolutely surged up to 135 right as I bought it. So I got not the best entry. But what we're looking at is this margin here of about 8% margin for profit from here to about 145 today. We saw 145 or 146 get hit in pre-market. So today, after that dip down to 129, we're seeing if that rally can continue. So overall, we're up. It's hovering there just around profit. It's about $16 profit. But again, we started the day with a big sell at about $300 profit. Not huge, but big enough. And rest of the market seems to be moving positively, and our portfolio is up about 2.6%. CTM stock is one of the companies that has recently really got momentum. Our long-term positions have been favorable as it's rallied from this 97 price point just 6 days ago to about 146 this morning. So that right there was about a 50% swing in the last 6 days. Now we've been covering it here really since the start of the year, if not a little bit before. And what we saw since the start of the year was a little bit of a sell-off after this spike. We started to see it find some new levels of support and resistance here, really back here in January, entering in December, and consolidating between that 60-cent price point and that $1.36 price point. But what happened was we got a run up to 160, $1.60. In February, we were able to capitalize on. That was one of our biggest trades of the year. And ever since then, we haven't made too many short-term trades, mostly just holding the long term. So now what we see here is that it's starting to retest this level up here, this resistance at $1.40. And while it's already looking, a little overbought or quite overbought on the RSI and the MACD, that shorter term play of potentially entering down here, as you can see, we did get a pullback there. You kind of see, let's do like a 5-minute. You can see that peak out and it did pull back, and that's kind of where we meant to enter, right where the RSI was very oversold. But again, super weird thing happened where it spiked right before I bought it as I was placing my order. It was saying I wasn't connected to the internet on Robinhood. So it was weird. Then I had to go on my phone and place the order. Anyway, what happened was it's still up. We're $65, and now we're looking for that target. So there's 3 things we look at with CTM stock. The first thing we could notice is their financials being very favorable. I love, actually, even before that, I love that we could search CTM stock. Let's see how it is. Yeah, there's not a lot of hype articles. It's just straight up facts, straight up news, and I'm very happy with that. I know that the volume is fairly low today. That's the only worry that I had. Even though there was some accumulation happening after that little dip, and there has been some accumulation, really the average volume, I guess it's still starting the day, but the average volume's been about 1.8 million. And they're at 1 million so far. So yeah, actually it's not bad. It's healthy volume, not actually abnormally low. In fact, a little bit high for a stock in the $100 million market cap. So we start to see them maybe make this move. That's what we'll be watching. And outside of this stock, like, that's all good that's happening. But if you look at the news, there's just factual news, and that's always a green flag for me personally, that we don't see a bunch of hype articles. Do they happen for stocks we trade? Of course. Like, there's the AMD stock, like we just traded it this morning. When we're trading Rocket Lab or the quantum computing companies, we started covering them back in November, so there wasn't like hype articles really back then. But as we enter 2025, the hype articles are everywhere. So it's part of it. But when we're looking at the financials for CTM, they're looking favorable. They got their balance sheet looking good. Quarterly revenue holding above 11 million with new contracts. And you could look at their net income. It's a little negative, but overall, their balance sheet starting to really just increase their assets. They just announced they recently reduced their debt there and total liabilities from 15 million down to 5 million in a recent report. So if you look at the news, this was cutting their total debt 6 days ago by 58%. And, a lot of times we look at Stock Titan here just for kind of a narrative on articles that we've already verified from the source. And this is one that we could say is verified from the source. And it says that there's no negative. Isn't that amazing? Almost always there's like, okay, even though they are putting out robots, like it's going to be a tough market, blah, blah, whatever. But when it comes to the negative, there is none. So if we're a company that's providing large amounts, so if we're a company that's processing large amounts of data for the US government and getting contracts in the hundreds of millions of dollars, but still having that $120 million market cap, I could still see potentially some bullish momentum. That's why we're in this short-term trade. Our long-term trade in our Schwab will be there. It's been explosive as of recently, obviously. So it's always good to see the long-term playing out very well. As we entered the long-term, our average price is down here around 60 or 70 cents, somewhere in here. And so the long-term is doing amazing. Short-term swings have been great the past few weeks as we've seen it start to make this uptrend. And while it's at a resistance, we're going to see if it can hold this level. So caution, as it is highly volatile because of its low market cap. But when it comes down to finding good deals, the most important thing will be managing that risk and keeping the plan in place. If you ever want a plan for investing in quantum, AI, or space stocks and tech stocks, we just released this custom profit plan recently that when you sign up to StockMeet, along with the free t-shirt and the trading plan mug, you get a one-on-one call with myself with a custom profit plan. So if that's something you've ever thought about doing, would encourage you guys to pull the trigger. That offer is available for a limited time because it's closing tonight for our 20K subscriber special. It's been open for 3 days and the price is never getting better than this. It's a huge sale. Second link in the description. And we got a special discount for you guys if you'd like to join StockMate and join us in our daily live trading. So we'll be watching this one throughout the day. Hopefully I earned your thumbs up, guys. If I did and you get value out of the videos, do consider subscribing. And let's see how this trade goes for the rest of the day. See you guys in the next one.